Kalu was a well-taught and cultured young boy with a high sense of decorum and politeness, reflecting a good moral upbringing. One day, he was sent to the market for the first time by his mother, who suddenly became ill. His mother became desperately in need of food she could eat to take her medication. She gave him money and a list of what to buy, which should not take him more than an hour to purchase before he returns home. It rather took him about 3 hours before he finally returned home to his seriously weak and famished mother. The mother asked him why it took him several hours to return from the market, knowing how very sick she was before he left to the market. She said, "What if I died as a result of not being able to take my medication, which must be taken after meal?" Kalu answered, "My father and you taught me not to interrupt other people's discussions without first taking an excuse. Especially when 2 or more elderly persons are involved, as culture demands, I tried to take an excuse from buyers in order to engage with sellers. Buyers who were about my age shunned me each time I tried to take an excuse from them in order to speak with merchants. I had to wait, and in the process of waiting, I saw how my age mates interrupted discussions going on between the elderly buyers and sellers. This I found very disgusting and annoying, because it was contrary to the moral lessons and acceptable cultural values you have entrenched into me. It must be that their parents have not taught them to be cultured, or maybe they choose not to obey their parents. In my own case, I choose to obey you whether you are there or not. Just like you always told me that the behavioral projection of a person depicts his family and societal inclination. It was a frustrating day for me in the market today, and it's equally appalling how uncultured most people out there were, especially those within my age range. When Kalu finished speaking, his mother observed that his son has a strong misconceptions about life that could make him prone to failure. Therefore, there is a quick need for mindset rebranding and reset. After her meal and medication, Kalu's mother called her son for a chat. She said, "Son, what happened today is an opportunity in disguise. It gave me an idea of your perception about life with regards to application of cultural lessons to the realities of life. Don't you know that this life is like a marketplace where no one waits for the other to end his transactions before he begins his own? It's a place where you don't follow for others to lead when you are supposed to lead. Why would you not lead when you have an opportunity to lead?" Kalu's mother went further. A marketplace is like a competitive game. The principles of every game allows everyone to be his best and has no regard for age, respect of persons or emotional sentiments. Your current mindset of excessive civility is not what you need to survive in this world. I mean the world beyond the 4 walls of this house. The world whereby you are on your own and have to make your own decisions about life. The world of smart hustling, where everyone is competing for same things you want.
The world whereby no one is ever going to give you any attention unless you create it, if need be, forcefully create it.
The world of the survival of the fittest. The world of scarce resources and chances. You are lucky to have come back with goods from the market. Considering your wrong outlook about market operations, know that the marketplace operates within a short time frame. That's why most people want to be snappy about their business and return home to either to showcase their newly acquired wares or to enjoy whatever they bought. The final time to all times is the time whereby each person will be departing this world at different times. Therefore, everyone wants to do his bits quickly before the final time of all times come for him, which is death. No one knows his or her final time, and because of this, everyone is in a hurry to make a mark before his respective final time. My son, your experience today at the market is a clear indication of the true characteristic of the culture of success. That means the culture of success is a competitive culture. And in every competition there is no preference for age, gender, relations, or even parents. If for any reason your father and I should be involved in a competition in which you are participating, don't hesitate to do your best to win us. Don't let our presence restrain you from putting in your best. Wait for no one. Some are too slow to act fast. Some others are there to buy or sell nothing but to window shop. Window shoppers most of the time look like real buyers, but are not ready to pay the price to buy anything. Every success has a price tag. I cannot imagine you waiting for a window shopper to finish his transaction before you start yours. These two categories of people are found in the success market. Those that are desperate and those that are not. Consider a desperate circumstance just like the situation in which you left me before leaving to the market. Imagine you standing right behind a person without any desperate circumstance to deal with. Meanwhile, you had one. The situation would have gone wrong before you returned from the market, and in fact, it almost went wrong. In life, don't run at anyone's pace because most people are there with ready-made alternatives in their minds. Let me use relay race as an example for you. Relay race is a team sport. If you are involved with a desperate to win spirit and a member of your team is not desperate to win, this alone could ruin your combined efforts. It is better you run alone. If you must run as a team, make sure you run with those who have the same spirit like you. Desperate to win spirit. Some people have come to consider desperate as a negative word. It isn't really so, but it is a demonstration of resolve and determination to scale through, break through, and have an edge. A person facing death threat would jump over a fence that he would not ordinarily dare because he is desperate to survive. Let me tell you a story. Some time ago, a group of armed robbers invaded a compound at midnight. A woman who was about 7 months pregnant jumped over the fence like every other person to escape the assaults of the armed robbers. When it was morning, the people gathered to talk about the ugly incident of the previous night and how they managed to escape. One of them jokingly said, "I was surprised to see this pregnant woman jump over the fence. I would not have believed it if someone had told me she did." The pregnant woman jokingly replied, "It was a matter of life and death. My son, until you start seeing failure as a death threat, success will be impossible. The reason is simple: nobody wants to die. An adage says, if in the same manner we converge to bury the dead, we converge to take care of the sick will not die. It means, if the same desperate approach that is applied to repel death is also applied to succeed, then success will always be possible. For this reason, most people with the willingness to succeed have little or no element of desperate spirit attached to their willingness. Your desperate attempt to win calls for going the extra mile. Extra training time, extra reading time, extra research time, and painstaking self-disciplinary measures. Success requires a desperate approach. Therefore, my son, the road to success is sometimes a narrow one that does not give room for 2 or more people to stand side by side. If the person in front of you is sluggish, overtake him. And if you cannot take him due to the narrowness of the road, then politely excuse him. If the person doesn't want to respond to your excuse, then don't hesitate to make him respond. Find a way to overtake him so that you can move on. I hope you know that your father and I are not wicked parents. When I said you should devise a means to overtake a person obstructing you in your pursuit, I do not ask you to eliminate anyone. In case a situation demands such, use your discretion and let your conscience guide you. Some people are not ready to buy or sell and won't allow others access to the market products. Meaning, some people are not here in life to succeed and won't allow others to do so. Know what to do with such people. The same people who wouldn't allow you to move on freely and you don't want to offend based on cultural courtesies will eventually ask for what your life has amounted to. Finally, I'm glad I sent you to the market. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known that I'm raising a child that is liable to fail woefully